everyone, welcome back to Alkaline Hydroxide 784, and this is the Project University episode 5, the advice part of it, I guess. And in this episode, I will be talking about what you should do during your matriculation period, like after you accept your offer, what you do in general. Okay, so of course, I've been going through that whole process in the last month or so, and there's actually a few things that you need to do, so it would be good if you knew about this beforehand in case you decide to go overseas or something right before uni starts. And so I'll just tell you all the generic list of things that you would be expecting to do, and also any other things that I would advise to you, after undergoing it myself. Okay, so what is matriculation? Basically, it's the process of being admitted into a university or a school or anything for that matter, like educational institution. So in matriculation, the very first thing that you need to do is accept your offer, of course. And after you accept your offer, you need to go and you'll be redirected to this huge list of things that you will be needing to do. And I'm gonna tell it from the point of NTU because I do not know whether NUS does the same things. I mean, they will do mostly the same things, but the way the website itself may look different. Okay, so for NTU we have the website where we see the list of links that we need to click on is pretty much the same page as the page where we do our application on. And in that web page, there'll be links for you to go and select your card design, and then to sign up for your health screening, and to do a bunch of other things that you need to do. So yeah, I'll talk about them now. So the first thing you'll be doing is selecting your matriculation card, setting up your email address for your, with the ntu.edu, that kind of thing, like the school email address. They actually allow you to choose what kind of format you want it to be in. And also, the tuition grant, I think if you must indicate your option whether you want to take up the tuition grant or not. And apart from that, there will be a health screening which is compulsory for all university students. So the health screening for NTU is done in NTU itself, unless you want to go to your own GP and do it. That's also possible. So in the page, there is a link for you to go and book one of the sessions, and you can just choose morning or afternoon. There's many times actually, and I heard that it's better to choose the morning one because you will not sorry not the morning one the wait the very first session, or choose a time where you would be less likely to wait. Don't choose the end of the morning session because you will end up waiting for a very long time. So that's what I've heard from people, and I think I can corroborate that to some extent. That's one advice I have there. But I think it depends on how free you are, so just choose a time where you're free to go there, because NTU is like 1.5 hours away from Yishun. Okay, never mind. But it depends on where you live also. Okay, so the next thing that you'll be doing is, just filling up some forms and all that, because for the health checkup you need a form. You need to fill up a form and bring it there. Then for some other things, like especially if you're PR or international, you would need to fill in some other forms as well. Like this form that gives so-called authority to the university for when you're sick or something, they can do something, I don't know, some forms like that. So just make sure to fill up everything by the deadlines and just do that. And apart from that, the next big thing that some people would want to do, especially for NTU, would be to get accommodation, because as I just told you, it takes a lot of time to get to NTU. So in NTU they give you 2 years of guaranteed stay for new, like, freshmen. And accommodation, they have like a form where you can select what choices you want, like whether you want aircon or not, whether you want a single room or double room and things like that. So you put your preferences, and the computer system will randomly choose a hall for you based on those preferences. Hopefully, but there'll be for some people who do not get their preferences, which is kind of sad. But what can I do? I can't do anything about it. So maybe do it early. Maybe you'll be more likely to get something if you register your choices early. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Anyways, of course, if you're aiming for a certain hall, you can try, but it's not very easy to get into that exact same hall that you're aiming for. Um, if you want to know more about the halls in NTU, basically NTU has like those older halls and the newer halls. So the older halls have bigger rooms and are supposedly slightly cheaper. And the newer halls look more like apartments, and they have like small single, it's kind of smaller rooms and slightly more expensive. But overall, the prices are pretty good. They're not too expensive or anything, so it's not an issue. So yeah, so apart from housing, the other important thing would be to, if you're in a scholarship, you will get some notice about it, and you will get some information on what what amount of stuff you're going to get, like what subsidies you'll be getting in a sense. So that's separate. It'll just send you an email or something. um of course, another thing that you need to do is to set up your gyro account, because of course, if you've been using your parents' gyro account, you can still use it if you want to. But the thing is, you need to set up a gyro account for them to, subtract your fees from or rent from or something. For those things that you need to pay, you need a gyro account. Okay, so the next thing that you would need is, well, you can just take note of all the dates that are there for doing certain actions, like submitting a certain form, or or checking your actual. Okay, I move to the matriculation part later. So for things like that, you should definitely take note of the dates. So the next big thing that you do is the so-called actual matriculation, which is to check your courses, and the courses will be, generally at NTU they like to pre-allocate a lot of the courses, except for your maybe unrestricted electives. If you do not have a second major, that is, if you do have a second major, they'll just give you stuff from the second major as your unrestricted electives. Of course, do not fret. If you really want to change it, you have the option to do so during the add and drop period, which is after after lesson starts. So don't worry about it too much, but you should go and check it when the time comes, that you to make sure that you actually have a timetable, and you can you actually have courses to go to. Your timetable isn't super empty or something. And also make sure you get the right stuff lah for your course, I guess. And from there you can see when your classes are. You can actually see the schedule supposedly, and you can use it to plan what you're gonna do. Anyways, apart from that, of course, even before all of these courses, there might be some preparation courses. Like for engineering especially, they will have like a physics preparation course and a maths one. I'm not sure how it works for the other courses, so yeah. um so yeah, the preparation course is not compulsory, but if you want, you can attend them. Actually, I don't recommend attending them because you can just watch them online. Honestly, because they're preparatory courses, you're supposed to know most of the stuff that they cover there. So there is a few new things, but they will recover them in the actual module. So if you're actually good at understanding stuff, then I don't see the point in attending the 3-hour lecture just to listen to them there in person. But if you are able to do it, then okay, I don't care. Okay, so apart from that, there's the most fun thing for everyone is orientation, I think. Is it the most fun thing? So there's orientation, which for NTU is a bit later compared to NUS. NUS one is really early, I think. NTU we have it in end July to beginning of August, right before the week before courses start, like it's right before NDP. So for orientation, if if you already know your faculty, you can sign up for your faculty earlier itself, and for your hall you can sign up for the camp right after you get your hall allocation. And from there your seniors will probably contact you and join you in a WhatsApp group, and you can have fun talking in a WhatsApp group. So yeah. And of course there are other things that you need to take note of, like I mentioned earlier, when you need to hand in certain forms and when you need to do certain other things. But if you're actually going to orientation, it will probably be during that time, so you can just make things a less confusing by just going to orientation and then just doing these things during your orientation. Yeah, like, just do multiple things at the same time instead of having to go there just to do that one thing. Okay, so I think that's about it. The next episode will be about orientation, so I will tell you my orientation experience after it's over, which it hasn't started yet, so I'm very excited for it. um I'm going to my hall orientation and faculty orientation, so yeah. Anyways, if you want to watch the related blog video to this, yeah, you can just watch it. It'll just be whatever experiences I had doing this. I don't think it's gonna be very interesting to talk about. So, um, I mean, for matriculation itself, it's not that interesting to talk about. So, anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please press the like button and subscribe. And with that, I would like to say thank you and bye.